Welcome to another edition of the Reddit Said It podcast with Dusty Thunder, and today we have Beer Today with us, who is also my brother-in-law, James. Welcome to the podcast, James.
Well, thank you for having me.
We have talked about doing this with you for a while, and I'm just glad that you were game for it.
Oh, heck yeah. You know I'm down for just about whatever.
Yeah, especially, if we're evaluating assholes.
I'm your guy, right?
Does
that mean I'm the best asshole, or does that mean that I'm the best at examining them?
I think
or both.
You probably have more experience with assholes than anyone I know.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not. Is that a compliment? All right.
This is going to a dangerous place quickly.
All right. Adjust.
Okay, so James already knows how this works, but for all of you watching this maybe for the first time, the podcast works like this. We're going to read some of the Reddit Am I the Asshole stories. We will discuss them after we read them. We will try to be helpful if it's possible. If it's not, and sometimes it's not, we're just going to berate the asshole of the story, and then we'll move on to the next story. So,
I thought we were berating everyone.
We might.
Okay.
We might. Because what typically ends up happening here is like OP, which means original poster.
Right.
They give us this story, and they're like, am I the asshole for this? And sometimes we're like, no, but your whole family is. So it just kind of depends. We just take it story by story. I have not read these stories yet. Candy Thunder picks out the stories for us.
So you've got the red flag confetti button on standby.
We will have red flag confetti as needed. We have like good confetti now too. It's just
sweet.
It's much more rare. Good things don't happen on this podcast. We're always just looking at bad things happening. I mean, that's why they're called Am I the Asshole post, right? You ready to dive in?
Let's rock it.
All right. First one here is posted by AITA Names Post. Am I the asshole for not wanting my ex-husband's new daughter to have a complimentary frozen name to the one our daughter already has? Oh, God.
Oh.
We've got a dysfunctional Anna and Elsa.
I think that's what I'm gathering so far.
Man, if it was Kristoff and Sven, it would be much cooler. Okay.
Can we change it?
Yes.
Or rewrite.
The names of the innocent have been changed to protect them. My 31 female ex-husband, 35 male, got married less than 6 months ago with his girlfriend, 25 female. Throw the red flags. And she got pregnant very fast. Throw more. Recently, he told me that they were having a girl. I'm a huge fan of the movie Frozen, so when our daughter, 6 female, was born, I wanted to name her Elsa, and my husband agreed to that. I know it's a little dumb to name your kids after things like that, but it is not a super unusual or ugly name. It is pretty, and it means a lot to me. My husband and I divorced when our daughter was 3. We don't hate each other, but we are not best friends either. The issue with the new baby is that he explained to me after he told his new wife the story behind the name Elsa. She proposed that their daughter should be named Anna. You don't say. So they could be sisters like in the movie. For me, it is totally unfair that they are stealing my naming process from me like that. What if I have another daughter? It would have been perfect to name her Anna, and now I feel I won't be able to do it without it looking like I am stealing from them. My husband doesn't even like Frozen that much. He always said his favorite Disney animated movie was Bolt. I don't know if the mother likes Frozen, but I am totally sure she doesn't like it as much as me. I demanded to him that they choose another name, but he thinks I am acting crazy. I called my divorce lawyer, but she doesn't think there's anything we can do about this. Throw more. Yep, there we go. My mother just laughed at me. I feel so defeated. My sadness turned into anger, and in an impulse of rage, I called my ex-husband. I told him that if they insisted on using that name, I would make everything I could to sabotage the relationship between our daughter and theirs, so they never were real sisters like Elsa and Anna. He got really angry and said horrible things to me. I immediately regretted saying what I said, and it is not true. I would never do that, but this whole situation has been so horrible for me, and now he is really angry too. I think that I am ultimately in the right about why they shouldn't use that name, but I was in the wrong for saying what I said. I want to insist on them picking another name, but without going too far. Am I the asshole? Let's start with you, James. What, Mr. Beer Today? What do you think here?
I mean, these are names. Why are we assigning so much weight to the names? Are they the Disney adults that Disney is life and that everything has to revolve around the Disney. I mean, she dropped Bolt. Like, it's not her husband's favorite Disney movie. He likes a different Disney movie. I'm really confused as to why this is a big deal, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I understand her like picture perfect vision of the future, right? I understand that she had this image for what her perfect Disney family could be, and she could have her Elsa and her Anna, but she got divorced. And I think...
And she doesn't live in a castle, right?
I don't think so. It's maybe. I think if she had a castle, she probably would have been able to put a stop to this.
And that's probably true.
She would have sent her henchmen. But I think the fact that they're divorced, and not that being divorced means that you can't have, a perfect and happy life, because you absolutely can. However, her vision for this, like, she doesn't have control of this. It's not her say.
No, she has no control, and she's trying to insert control.
Right. So a child that she has no claim on in any way, shape, or form, she is trying to control the naming of. It's like she's a mother-in-law, but not a mother-in-law.
So mother-in-law or ex-wife? This
is one of the first stories that I've read where the ex-wife pulls some kind of mother-in-law shit. Number one, I think OP, you are the asshole for trying to exert some kind of force on
anything
regarding their child, which has nothing to do with you. Yes, the name pairs with your bio child. Okay,
and apparently for the same reasons.
Yeah,
because Frozen related.
Correct. I mean, they thought it would be cute to name the two, to name her Anna, because his other daughter is Elsa. Can you blame him? I'm sure that you didn't think that this was a possible path whenever you chose the name Elsa for your daughter, but here you are, and you have no control over what they name their child.
She should take this as a compliment.
Agreed. Yeah, what is the flip side of... If she behaved the exact opposite of the way that she is behaving, she could really encourage and nurture this relationship between the two of them, because guess what? That sister is going to be her bio daughter's sister for life.
Yeah, they're both attached. The sisters are attached, or
right.
At least you hope they will be.
Right.
You don't want estranged sisters for your kids growing up.
So this is a completely 100% selfish act by OP.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to refer to the ASCON scale here because I'm sorry to say it, OP, but you are an asshole. We're just trying to determine how big of an asshole you are. So, as a reminder, ASCON 1 is there's no way you should have done that. You're a terrible human being. ASCON 2 is you definitely shouldn't have done it, but it doesn't make you a terrible person. ASCON 3 is you probably should have approached that differently. And ASCON 4 is you probably could have approached that differently. Maybe you're an asshole, maybe you're not. She's definitely not ASCON 4. She's way above that. Definitely above an ASCON 3.
I don't know if it goes all the way to 1, though. I mean, definitely should have done that.
Definitely shouldn't have done it. So it's an ASCON 1 or ASCON 2.
True.
I think...
Is she a terrible human now?
Put yourself in new wife's position. Let's say, let's mix it all up and say that you had married this girl who had been in a previous relationship and has a daughter named Elsa. You guys had a kid and wanted to name her Anna. Her ex-husband was pitching a big bitch fit and trying to thwart that. How would you feel about it?
ASCON 1.
ASCON 1. There it is.
ASCON 1.
I think when you put yourself in that position, you're like, yeah, that's an ASCON 1 thing. We try to see through OP's eyes, and obviously we're reading OP's words here, so it's easy for us to try to give them the benefit of the doubt. But I think this is an ASCON 1 offense. There's no way that you should be meddling in this at all. And the fact that you're running the exact opposite direction of the way you should be, which is nurturing this and trying to welcome this baby into the family and actually make it like a larger extended blended family, which is possible. She's thwarting the relationship between the two of them. It's not just about names anymore. Like I know she said that she was going to thwart it, and she didn't mean it, but it doesn't matter. The words left her mouth, and now her ex and his new wife are going to be on guard all the time.
Without context, you could get off the ASCON scale in 2 months or less.
Absolutely.
I mean, flip that to nurture. However, here's your red flag confetti. There's enough red flags. This is not going to be the only thing.
That's true.
Like, this needs to be a change of heart, or you're always going to be right there between 1 and 2.
So if her ex-husband and his new wife and their baby, if their family gets anything else that she wanted in her life, is she going to pitch that big of a fit about it as well?
Don't name your dog Bolt, because that's my favorite movie.
That's right. Yeah, you can't do that. You name stealer.
And this is just the namings. We got to get into, like, are they going to go to the same school district? Is there, I mean,
how are they going to do their hair? Like, what kind of clothes are they going to wear? How many things are going to be an issue for OP here? Like, man,
we're not starting off good. We need a shift real quick.
Yeah. This is not the way to start a healthy relationship. No. And someday, if you keep running this direction, your daughter's probably going to hate you for it.
Yeah. That's long term.
So you're NASCON 1 right now, lady. Fix it.
Sorry, not sorry.
You do have the opportunity to fix it, though, but you're going to have to make up for how big of an asshole you've been to your ex and to his wife, and try to fix the situation and run the other direction to repair it.
Yeah, that's legit.
Grovel. Okay, that's the end of this story. That's a pretty quick one. So you're an NASCON 1. You're a Disney Adult ASCON 1, which I didn't think was possible.
That's next level bad, right?
That is next level bad.
Disney Adult ASCON 1.
Disney Adult ASCON 1. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back with the next story. Okay, the next story here was posted by Worried Airy 7512. And the story goes a bit like this. Am I the asshole for not changing our Christmas tradition for my daughter-in-law? I am a 45-year-old woman with 3 sons. Dave, 30 male, Corbin, 20 male, and Alex, 18 male. My husband, 49 male, is dad to Corbin and Alex, but stepdad to Dave. Dave lives about 10 hours away from us if we were to drive, so we don't see him at all outside of when he comes to visit us for the holidays. Dave has been dating my daughter-in-law, Kayla, 28 female, for the last 10 years. Hang on.
Dave's 30, right? It's not dad, right?
Dave
is 30.
Yeah. Okay. For a second here, I was thinking that, I don't know, I was thinking they were like step-siblings dating step-siblings, and I got really confused. That is not the case.
Okay, I read the same thing, so we're good.
Yeah.
Her husband is dad to Corbin and Alex, but a stepdad to Dave. So Dave isn't his.
Correct. But okay, Dave has been dating daughter-in-law for the last 10 years. Okay, I think it's this daughter-in-law things that screws me up. Okay.
Because they're dating, she's not her daughter-in-law.
Correct. Okay. Yeah, okay. Oh my God, this is already confusing. What's happening? Oh my God. Ugh. Okay, Dave has been dating my daughter-in-law, confusing statement, Kayla, 28 female, for the last 10 years. We have only met Kayla a handful of times because she is very introverted and typically visits her own family when Dave visits us. This year, Dave has managed to get her to agree to join us for Christmas. I can't say any of us are especially excited about that, myself especially. Kayla and I have never seen eye to eye, and I don't think she's a good fit for my boy. Red flags. I never have. Red flags. There have also been issues with her finding out about things I've said to Dave and taking offense, and I don't think she's fully over it. The woman just gets under my skin. But she is who he has chosen, and I have to be okay with that. So I'm always cordial to her face. to her face. Wowza. Okay, yeah. The issue. Dave called me this morning and wanted to talk about Christmas. He asked if we could change our Christmas tradition since Kayla will be joining us. We live in a gorgeous area that's brilliant for hiking, so every year on Christmas Day, as a family, we go for an approximately 10-mile hike before getting ready and going out to dinner. 10-mile hike? That's a pretty hefty hike. Wow.
That's okay.
Dave reminded me that Kayla has mild cerebral palsy that gets worse in cold weather, so she struggles with any sort of distance walking and is pregnant. I said I didn't care if she was the Queen of England. She could come and suck it up, or not come and not be here for Christmas, as I didn't trust her alone in the house. Dave's response was, well, you've just solidified everything she thought about you. And then he hung up.
Stunned silence. Do you have a graphic for that? Because, what?
Okay, hang on. There's a lot more to this story, but I think before we move on, we have to just make sure that we've got this right. So she's pregnant. She has a medical condition. And mother-in-law here, shocking. She said that Kayla was her daughter-in-law. So we're going to say she's the mother-in-law. Is number one, forcing her to do this 10-mile hike in the cold.
10-mile hike.
Pregnant with cerebral palsy. And
Okay.
doesn't trust her in the house alone. What is she going to do in the house alone? What did you think? She's just going to swing around a sledgehammer or steal all your jewels? What is going on here?
She's got cerebral palsy and is pregnant. I mean, how much damage could she do?
This is this feels like a control issue and a turf war, and this OP mother-in-law just seems like the worst. It would be super cool to go on a 10-mile hike like in a beautiful area. That would be awesome. That's got to be an elective. You can't force somebody to do that. I think it would be great. Maybe I say that now, mile 2, I'd be like, this sucks.
I'm going back.
All right, here we go. I may be the asshole here because I then messaged Kayla to let her know it was okay to go to her parents if she thought of a little exercise on Christmas Day made her so uncomfortable she had to get my son to call me and try to change it. When I got home a couple of hours later, my husband said that Dave had called the landline and was furious, and that what I said was totally inappropriate. I told him I didn't think so, and he said, well, it's your funeral when Kayla doesn't want the baby around you. And that comment hurt, as he knows how excited I've been. Wait a second, you think you can treat the baby's mom like shit and then have a good relationship with the baby? That's not how that works at all.
I'm still aghast that like just the messaging Kayla is the asshole question.
Yes.
Nothing before was
right. She's like, at this point, I may be the asshole. In the very beginning, she's like, here are all these problems. And then she says, here's the problem. I'm like, wait,
I thought we were out at the problems. We were 2 sentences in and we're looking at ASCON scale already.
And then she says, now I might be the asshole. You've been the asshole for a long time, Mama. Oh my God. Okay. There's still more to the story.
Okay.
My sons both agree with me, but directed me here. Oh, really? Yeah, your sons don't agree with you. I guarantee you they don't agree with you. They say they agree with you because, like you are to Kayla, they're not going to disagree to you to your face. Behind your back, they're like, bitch, be crazy. I'm sorry, honey.
Yeah, because they're not 10 hours away like Dave.
Yeah, they're within proximity to be within this nuclear blast. Oh my God. They are more tech inclined than we are. Am I the asshole for keeping traditions alive as much as daughter-in-law hates them? Too long don't read. I won't change my family's tradition for my overweight daughter-in-law. My eldest son is mad. No one else really cares. Wow. Why, you just doubled down on being the asshole here.
Wow.
Edit, I am not calling Kayla overweight because she is pregnant. I would never. Oh, you wouldn't? Kayla is a large woman. Like, could safely stand to lose 100 pounds large. My God, as if this woman couldn't be any more of an asshole. She just digs and digs and digs and digs and finds new levels of assholery that I have never seen.
We could chunk this story up into like 3 bits and still hit ASCON 1 every time.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it called when you like lap the ASCON meter? Like,
look at that.
The ASCON meter is spinning. I'm gonna have to create a special animation for this where it's just like you look like the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation electricity meter whenever he turns on the lights. Yeah, it's just holy shit balls. This might be the worst mother-in-law that I have ever encountered. This was also on the Am I the Devil subreddit. So, yeah.
Also, maybe yes.
Yeah, also maybe yes. You might be the devil, mother-in-law. Holy balls. I don't know how she could be a shittier person. I really don't.
Redemption, perspective. What could we get? What could she be doing to get off ASCON 1 3 times?
I don't. Oh my God! I don't think there's any redemption to be had here. She's clearly set in her ways. She's only 45. Like,
she's our age.
She's not far off from where we are, and I would like to think that I'm capable of learning and changing behaviors. This woman is not. I think I can safely say that just by reading this right now. This woman is not going to change. She's controlling. She's not willing to accept people that just don't fall right into the fold of exactly what she wants them to be. If they disagree with her at all, They're excommunicated. She's forcing them to do things that she shouldn't be forcing them to do, and then doubled down on it by messaging her directly and saying, did she message her? Or she
messaged her.
Yeah. So messaging and saying that if a little exercise was too much to handle, she could go spend Christmas somewhere else.
That's not diplomatic at all.
That's not you're not trying to solve anything at that point.
No, you just want to stab. Like you're just poking at that point.
This woman is not attempting to solve anything. She's just adding fuel to the fire over and over and over and over again. And how on this good green earth does this woman think that she's not the asshole? That's what I don't get. How does she do this? Like, throw fuel onto the fire over and over and over again, do these terrible things over and over and over again, and then be like, I think I'm justified.
Oh.
Have you ever encountered someone this shitty in real life?
Not that I'm aware of.
Which I think we're very fortunate of. But I think if a normal person encountered someone this terrible, they would probably make sure that they created distance, right? And maybe that's why Dave lives 10 hours away.
That could be very true.
And Dave said in here, well, you've just solidified everything she thought about you. And that was before OP said, I may be the asshole here because then I messaged her. Like,
now we're asking?
Oh, wow. OP, definite ask on 1 times 3 at least.
Yeah, we don't even need the scale.
No.
We know the scale is spun and spun. And
it's just spinning. I feel like we just entered the Willy Wonka tunnel of ask on scales.
I don't even know that we can try to dissect that to advise or help. This is
nope.
Get therapy.
Get
I mean, we go with that way too.
There's no therapy to be had here. She's not going to change. Just anybody who is close to this woman and doesn't want to be treated like shit for the rest of your life, create distance and go no contact.
Yeah.
That's it. That'll be the greatest Christmas gift you could ever give yourself. Create distance with this lady because holy shit.
Queen of England is dead. She's not going on a 10-mile hike.
I think she might have. Wait a second.
It's 11 hours ago?
This post was from 11 hours ago. So, but maybe she said this before that. No, I'm thinking that probably happened to you. Add another layer of insensitivity there. My God.
The Queen's dead, OP.
Yeah. Yeah, because you tried to force her on a 10-mile hike in the cold while she was pregnant. So, hope you feel good about yourself. I think people like this eventually end up very sad and alone because they've pushed everyone that they could care about out of their life by treating them this way. I mean, that's what they deserve. This lady's like the Christmas Grinch, but in mother-in-law form.
No, because the Grinch had justified reasons.
Well, and the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes.
Yeah, which justifiable reasons means you have a path of redemption. This is just, I think the term you used was get
Get
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, edit that out.
There are these TikToks going around right now that's like, I got a duel. I got chocolate. I got a candy bar. Mother-in-law got like,
yeah, mother-in-law got
needs to get that's all I can say to this lady. If I encountered this woman in real life,
see, I'm still stuck on this. The issue. This is coming from someone who believes that she's in the right. So, mild cerebral palsy, she might be like this close to a wheelchair in actual reality.
Right. Well, and if it gets worse in colder weather, think about getting 5 miles into this hike and someone barely being able to walk, unless mother-in-law is going to carry her ass back.
You know,
that's a shit thing to say. I mean, it's a shit thing to force someone to do. Everything about this is that's a shitty thing. That's a shitty thing. That's a shitty thing.
And these are things out of her control.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. and then the too long don't read summary that she gives here is
overweight.
It's a whole new thing. It's a whole new thing where she's like, oh yeah, by the way, she's
I think
fat.
that sentence would have hit the Ascon scale easily.
Right. That's
And then the second sentence probably hit the ASCON scale.
I don't understand any of this.
We might be 4 to 5 times around here.
Yeah. It's still spinning, I'm sure. This is one isolated incident. Like, imagine all the other shit that's happening. Kayla, yeah. Kayla, good for you for attempting no contact with this woman and for not visiting this family whenever your husband or boyfriend, whatever he is, Dave, whenever he goes to visit them, you don't go. I would advise sticking with that. Dave, I would advise you not going to this family, any of these family functions, and just cutting ties if at all possible. I have a feeling, though, there's got to be some kind of like inheritance. There's got to be some kind of reason for Dave to be willing to take the lashings and put up with this amount of bullshittery over time, and him to not have gone no contact yet because he knows it's bullshit.
I mean, it goes a long time with family before you just go, I'm out. I just can't. So you make how many times do you try before? Maybe this is the first time he goes, all right, I'm getting ready to have a baby. I want him to have a relationship with grandparents. Let's do that.
Just because they're family. Family gets, how many chances does family get? Because she just wasted about a dozen.
At least, yeah.
How many chances do you give family? And maybe that's a good discussion to be had here. How many more chances do family members get just because they're family? Let's have that be a discussion here and see
I'm
what
not
you
so
guys
sure
think.
that it should be any, but that's a lot to unpack.
That was my
there.
gut reaction. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like you should give it family any more slack than you give average Joe who burns you. Like, if you want to cause damage, then you don't get to be in my life. It's as simple as that.
I'd also like to bring up the point that at the bottom here it says, I am a bot. This action was performed automatically. Is this just like an AI post that grabbed every asshole thing and like crammed it into the most asshole things you could find?
So the bot part of this, it was the auto moderator mod. So it's an auto moderator that automatically grabs it and throws a sticky comment on here just in case it gets deleted.
I felt better that it was an AI that was trying to find the best way to be an asshole.
Yeah. Well, I think the AI was like, this is amazing. We're going to preserve this for eternity. This is like Thanos level assholery. Like, what in the actual OP, you are perhaps the worst asshole that we've ever seen in this entire journey of reading these stories, which has only been like 6 months, but still, I mean, that's a lot of stories and you're a whole lot of asshole. You're the kind of asshole that's like gnarled and warded up and like hemorrhoid ridden,
I don't think we need that many visuals.
oozing pus. Okay, we'll stop there. You're the worst kind of asshole there is.
I don't want to be the internet troll that can just say something. I'll drop my phone number. She can call me. And I can tell her,
Yeah.
Woman, you are an asshole. You need to knock that shit off.
If you'd like to talk about how big of an asshole you are, please call us at All right, our third and final story for this episode of the podcast is posted by Wife Super Mad 22. That's a good sign. Am I the asshole for gifting show tickets to my best friend and not my wife? Oh boy. Now I understand the Wife Super Mad name.
Yes, we are mad, super mad.
She mad. To make a long story short, I was given tickets to a show, Broadway, if it matters any, through work. I can't stand musicals and didn't want the tickets, but I know my best friend Nicole would like them. Hold up.
Uh-oh.
Your best friend's a girl named Nicole? Okay.
Oh, wait, no, because that's... Oh,
Yeah.
I thought this was the wife posting.
No.
He's just saying, my wife is super mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. That's no good. Now this could be a two-female marriage. So the best friend being a female may not be an issue. Let's wait and see.
Yeah.
She's talked about wanting to see the show live before, and her birthday was coming up, so I thought I would give them to her. My wife and I, were at the birthday party when my wife saw Nicole open the gift, and she was pissed. Nicole was so happy she was crying. Meanwhile, my wife was fuming and dragged me out of the house asking what the hell I was thinking. I told her what I've told you all here. Yeah, dude, you probably should have consulted her at that time. My wife started crying too, upset as opposed to Nicole being happy, and told me that she wanted to see the show live for the past 3 years or so. She also told me she was the one to introduce Nicole to the fandom and that she was hurt that I would think of Nicole before her. Eye roll emoji. Solid move, dude. Solid move.
That's a good idea.
I told my wife I wasn't picking favorites. You maybe should. And that Nicole's birthday was just sooner and I didn't have a gift for her yet, so I gave her the tickets. My wife said I could have given them to her for Christmas, but I told her to stop being greedy and that Christmas was 2 weeks away, so it wouldn't be much of a Christmas gift. Yeah. I went back inside and left my wife outside to cool off and collect herself. Nicole was really happy and couldn't stop thanking me. After about a half hour, I went back outside to have my wife come back in because she was being rude, but I couldn't find her. I later found out that she took an Uber home. It's been 4 days and she hasn't spoken to me. Am I the asshole for being thoughtful and giving my best friend a kind gift for her birthday? Number one, I think, most stories explain the ages and sexes of everyone involved in the beginning of the story, which I know a lot of people find annoying. In this case, it would have been super helpful.
It really would have, yes.
Needing to know if OP is a male or not would lay some groundwork to tell us if his best friend, being Nicole, is an issue to begin with. Wife knows Nicole. Wife introduced her to the fandom of whatever this Broadway show is. So apparently they were semi-okay or cool before that. I see an immediate solution here. That dude just missed.
Yeah.
How many tickets did he give Nicole? He says tickets plural.
Tickets plural. So there's at least 2.
Hey, Nicole.
Wife and Nicole go to the thing.
Yeah. Dude. Like, how is
I
this?
still think it would have been a whole pissed off situation because then you have the wife that doesn't get to decide that she wants to take Nicole or him.
Sure.
Or, I mean, she could have gone with I really just don't want to go to this Broadway play. Can you take somebody else?
Yeah, I could
or
have.
Maybe a couple episodes ago you had the bailed on wife on plane.
Oh, yeah.
And you had the basic communication of united front of spousal units.
Yes.
Maybe be on the same page of, hey, I really want to give this to Nicole and work through that instead of, surprise, you didn't know what I got this person.
Yep.
I mean,
anytime you make me decisions instead of we decisions in a marriage, you're treading into dangerous territory.
yes.
We've all been there.
Have we?
We've been there. We've all been there.
We've all been there in relationships.
Most of the time, it has led to less than stellar results.
Generally
and when you
speaking,
learn that and start making we decisions, you start acting as a united front. And it really should have been a conversation here to be like, oh, hey, I got these tickets. I don't really want them. I think I want to give them to my friend Nicole. What do you think? Or if this dude was a whole lot smarter, him saying, I have an idea. I got these 2 tickets to a Broadway show that I really don't want to go to. I know you want to go, and I know she wants to go. What if the 2 of you went together? And I could do...
That's a winning situation.
One of those tickets as her gift. You still could have given her the gift. And then it could have been a little note that says, you and so-and-so are going together. Hooray!
Yay! Look, a hero.
But Brozo here just missed out on a huge opportunity and instead stepped in a big old pile of shit. You don't choose a friend over your wife. You can't. You're married. You guys are a united front.
And the perception of that is also a thing. Like, don't perceive that you're doing that. And he's going with the approach of, well, I didn't mean to.
Yeah. Didn't mean to what?
Didn't mean to pick this person over my wife.
Yeah, he said he's not playing favorites, and he's talking about his wife and his bestie, which happens to be a woman. And we keep saying he because we're assuming he's a he. And you know what? Let's dig.
I don't know if women are that stupid.
No, they're not. They're way smarter than that. They would have gotten this right in the first place. So it's probably a dude just because it was a brozo move. But let's see if OP responds to anything here. You don't have a clue, do you? That's one of the comments.
Yeah.
You're the asshole. Enjoy being single. Another one of the comments. I'm trying to see if OP.
I would be giving him divorce papers. I mean, this is an asshole move, but I mean, work through that, learn from that. I mean, don't just go, you know what? You gave tickets to someone that I wanted. I'm leaving you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's bigger issues.
There are much bigger issues than the tickets here. Choosing a friend over your wife, No bueno. Not communicating the plan to your wife and giving her the choice first. No bueno.
Right.
Dude stepped in several big piles of poo here. It doesn't look like OP has responded to anything on here to tell us if he's a dude or not. So I think we'll just assume he's a dude, and he just made a brozo move here, which is something I just invented on the spot here. Brozo.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Seems
applicable.
legit.
That seems like it's going to have to be a t-shirt now. Brozo. She was hurt that I would think of Nicole before her because she's right. You combine the convenience of a free gift with not wanting to go see a show with your wife in order to make a friend happy over your partner. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's a brozo move.
Seems legit.
All right. Opie, you are in fact the asshole here. Sorry to tell you, but you're an asshole, and you're also not very smart because there were multiple opportunities to not end up in this situation, and you just opted to not use them.
Ooh, getting beat up on this whole eye roll thing.
Yeah,
I mean, probably for good reason, but still.
The eye roll was just doubling down on how big of a dumbass you are.
But he doesn't know. She doesn't know they're a dumbass. Otherwise, they wouldn't have posted and asked. I mean, they're asking, am I the asshole? No, maybe not, but maybe just dumb. This is almost an approach of plausible deniability. Like, I didn't think it would be wrong.
In this case, incompetence is not a defense. Like, just because you weren't smart enough to figure out the right moves here doesn't mean that you're not an asshole. You can be both dumb and an asshole. And end up being an asshole because you're dumb. And it doesn't matter because it's all about how you make other people feel, right? And the situations that you put them in. So it doesn't matter if you thought it would be okay. It doesn't matter if you had good intentions and thought that you were going to be the shining hero in all of this. That's not how it played out. Your friend Nicole here, I don't know if you want to live with her for the rest of your life, but you may have to be crashing on her couch for a while because wifey has every right to just repeatedly kick you in the nuts right now and kick you out if she wants to. It was a pretty brozo move.
Note, if you do get kicked out, don't go stay with Nicole because then you're not coming back.
That would seal the deal.
That would probably seal the deal.
That would absolutely
go stay with a different buddy that didn't get Broadway tickets that your wife wanted.
I think every dude has made a bonehead move in a relationship. Every dude. Like, it's just, you end up doing bonehead things because I'm not an empath. And Candy Thunder is very much an empath, so she's much more receptive to how other people feel and how they accept things. And I have to work to like try to figure out how they would think rather than just automatically feeling how they would feel. I don't have that power.
That's a strength and weakness balance, though.
True.
She may go too far that way and relies on you the other direction, and vice versa. But that's the level of communication that you're talking about. We're getting all Dr. Phil right.
Well, yeah, but that's what it takes to have a successful relationship, right? You have to find that common ground where you can communicate and figure out, how the other person translates things internally to figure out what you need to say or how you need to do that differently. Obviously, he did a lot of things wrong here, but how long have they been together? Does he go into this at all? He doesn't really give us any background on his relationship or ages or anything. But his wife has been saying she wants to see the show live for the past 3 years. So at least
she wanted
3 years.
To see it. No, so they could be a year into this, but she's wanted to see it for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So, but
we don't know.
Not that it matters, but did she communicate to him that she wanted to go see this show, or had any is there sharing of any kind of wants or desires with each other? I'm going to make her just as much of an asshole.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, good luck with that one, man.
Right? Yeah, no.
Good luck. So that beer today here is on a mission to get burned. He wants to get roasted by comments. We don't know.
You shouldn't change your Christmas traditions, man.
By the way, after we finished that last story, we were talking about Christmas traditions, and I said, who else had Christmas traditions? Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, evil people have traditions too.
Yes.
That doesn't make traditions like a wholesome thing. Just because you have traditions doesn't mean that it's like a Hallmark movie, right? It's you can have really shitty evil traditions. Okay.
They make docuseries out of that sort of stuff.
Yeah. They do really well on Netflix too.
They do.
They could do this for that OP. Because Bro's a brozo here. He neglects to give us all kinds of context about how long they've been together, about ages and sexes, and all kinds of things.
But does it matter in the context?
It
I mean,
does.
we're obviously an asshole situation.
Right?
We're obviously a dumb situation.
Right.
With more context, we could go with the reconciliation path, but we can't because brozo here.
Yeah. I think that's the context I'm looking for, because at the core, I'm trying to find a solution path here. And really, I mean, he's done a lot of damage. It's maybe not the end of the world, but lacking the
Hopefully not,
context. I think he could grovel his way out of this. It's going to take a lot of work. And he's going to have to.
Well, you can grovel your way out of this, but then you have to learn and not repeat that sort of.
Correct.
Because no, you're not going to come across Broadway tickets again, but there's going to be something else that you need to have this path of communication figured out,
right.
Or you're going to be posting again with wife super mad 44.
Truth. They'll be divorced by then. So for him, now it's just a matter of, how do I grovel and fix this isolated incident, right? And then number two, what did I do wrong here so that I can not do those things again? And it was right off the bat the lack of communication about receiving the tickets in the first place. That decision was not a solo decision that should have been made. And normally when giving gifts, the couple decides those things, or at least is privy to the plan that the other is doing for things, right? It's not something that people just fly solo on.
Shouldn't
be.
Or there's the pre-communication of, I don't care what you get, Nicole, just don't bother me with it.
Cool. Got her some skimpy lingerie and a leather crop.
Probably that might have gone better than the Broadway tickets.
You said you didn't care. Might have gone better than the Broadway tickets.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. He's going to have to take her to a Broadway show.
Oh yeah, he better go be buying some tickets and go.
Yeah, he
had the path to, you know what, you and Nicole go have a good time.
Yes.
Love
but
you
missed
both. Missed it a lot. Now he's going to a Broadway show.
Yep.
With dressed to the nines and best behavior, cheering.
He better be singing along.
Buy some. Do they sell popcorn at Broadway?
I don't know. I'm not that bougie. He better learn quick.
He better learn quick
and provide the Broadway experience, the whole damn thing. You better be backstage. You better have like roses in your hand to give to the people on stage and your wife. Like you gotta do this up right to be able to fix this isolated incident. But you also have a lot of systemic things to fix here as well, and you're gonna have to also get a whole lot smarter. Good luck with that one,
or at least learn, practice. I mean, you may not be intelligent, but you can practice intelligent behaviors.
Muscle memory.
Muscle memory that.
Muscle memory. Right now, you have the muscle memory of up. So we got to break that. And learn.
Do some push-ups.
Yes, learn a new system here, and maybe, just maybe, you can salvage this thing. It also kind of seems like maybe you don't really give a shit to salvage things.
Well,
I don't know.
Obviously, you're checking the internet whether or not you up.
Yeah, but the way this was
with the
written,
assumption, well, yeah,
the way this was written, it screams like, I mean, I don't really give a shit, but I don't think I'm wrong. So
yeah,
but he's finding out if he's checking these comments at all, because 2.7K people have told him how big of a dumbass he is. So good luck with that. We know he's an asshole. What level of asshole is he here? So we can refer to the AskCon levels again. What do you think, James?
I really think it could have gone at least a 3. Like, benefit of the doubt, we're just feigning ignorance, assuming a lot of things here. 3 at minimum, maybe 2. But 2 if you go on the assumption of, I don't care, I don't really think I'm wrong.
Right. I think he's a solid 2. Definitely not 4, because it's not something that could have been done differently. It's something that should have been done differently. Yes. And that's when you jump to a 3. And then beyond that, it's you definitely shouldn't have done it. Not just a probably should have done something differently. He definitely shouldn't have done this. It doesn't necessarily make him a terrible person, because there's this almost I don't want to say adorable, but there's almost like this redeemable ignorance. You know what I mean? It's like
he's so dumb.
Yeah, it's almost he's so dumb he's cute. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like he may, because he doesn't know any better seemingly, and he's got this kind of brozo label that we've given him. I get this vibe that it's not malicious. Like it's ignorance.
No, I don't think it was malicious.
It's
at
ignorance.
all.
It's not malice. And
I would bet that wife knows this to some degree. It's why she took an Uber home. Because if you ride home together after that, there are discussions in the heat of the moment. She's gonna say stuff. It's gonna explode right there.
right.
She's still holding the 4 days of silence.
So she's still processing, trying to figure out what she wants to say, or she already knows. She already knows what punishment she's handing down, and this is just part of it.
Yeah.
I need distance to think, right? Because I don't want to say anything stupid. So like I need some time to basically say the things that come out of that, the reflex words. I want to run those through my head and figure out like what damage that's going to cause, or is it going to solve anything? And do I need to change my perception of things? Like I want to run those scenarios through my head before I start opening my mouth, because if I just open my mouth, I'm going to be an asshole. So learning to filter yourself is a valuable skill.
One would hope.
One would hope. And OP here probably needs to find out. But I think that's what prevents him from getting to AskCon 1.
Yeah.
Is that he's got this ignorance of everything, which isn't a defense, but I think it means that there's...
Well, I mean, that's the difference between premeditated man.
This just got dark quick.
Edit that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? You give me an idea here. So if we were going to hand down a sentence for AskCon 1, AskCon 2, AskCon 3, and AskCon 4, we need to come up with some kind of sentence. If he is an AskCon 2,
we need sentencing to go with the AskCon.
what is
levels.
the sentencing that goes with an AskCon 2?
You don't go scorched earth at AskCon 2.
You've done a lot of damage already, so there needs to be rebuilding. Like right now, there needs to be like a disarm. There needs to be an immediate ceasefire. Number one, don't do any more damage. That needs to be the immediate goal. And you need to start rebuilding and repairing immediately.
Yes.
I think the sentencing for this, like we said a minute ago, you're going to Broadway, bro.
You're going to Broadway.
And you're going to have a damn good time. And you're going to start picking your wife over anyone else every time. And you're going to start communicating things to her ahead of time, because although you are allowed to make independent decisions in a marriage, if you do it, you're going to screw it up. So why don't you talk to her before you make any decisions at all, and just make sure that you know how she's going to react and think before you start making those decisions.
You might just take a notebook when you're asking the questions and maybe learn, like there'll be a quiz later.
Yes.
Because if you just ask every time, that's going to get old. Hey, can I put my shoe ons now? Dude, you asked me to put your shoe on one more time, I'm going to beat you.
Do I have to shower today?
Do I have to shower today? You're not 13.
What should I eat for lunch? You got to be... We probably need to spell this out.
Spell this out.
Yeah. Well, just start by having the discussion with her about like what things should I definitely be consulting you with before I act on, and let her tell you what those things are instead of just starting. And maybe number one, you can hand her the keys at that moment and say, you are in control of this. I know that I fucked up. I'm sorry. I want to change.
How do I earn the keys back?
Yeah. You don't get the keys ever, man. You just ran the car into a tree. You don't get those keys.
But I need to drive. No keys for you. No.
Hey, I have a great idea for a sentence. There's this wonderful family that goes on a 10-mile hike.
Oh, yes. You could,
for Christmas.
They've got a girl that can't join.
Yeah. They have an open spot.
Maybe he could carry.
He could. No, I think he needs to go and like be the receiver.
That would probably be punishment enough.
Yes, he needs to go witness this, and that could be his punishment.
It's probably a lovely hike.
I bet it's beautiful. I bet it's not very quiet.
It can't be ugly because you don't go 10 miles in a crappy place.
It's probably just like a single pasture. They're just looping
the.
It's a 1 mile lap. Then just go around it 10 times.
It's a little quarter-mile track.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep going and going and going. This is not a good 10-mile hike. Why are we going in circles? The house is right there.
While mother-in-law bitches at everyone.
We were shook by that last one.
I'm going to remember that one forever.
Yes.
Christmas morning, I'm going to be like, who feels like going for a hike?
I'm going to punch you in the head.
Okay, so OP, you're either in ASCON 3 or ASCON 2. You guys will have to help us decide. And the punishment is you're going to a Broadway show. You're basically rewriting how you make decisions and communicate in your relationship. And you're going to go spend Christmas with OP from the last story. And you're going to do a 10-mile hike on Christmas morning and be berated pretty much the whole time. So
yes.
Good luck with all that. And assuming that we get this posted before Christmas, hope you guys have an awesome Christmas that is drama-free and full of just presents and love and all kinds of cheer and warmth and all that shit.
I hope it's a terrible drama-filled Christmas because we need content for later. We need more of these posts to see, am I the asshole?
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
You were.
If you have drama over Christmas,
please post it. So
which Beer Today has just cursed you with, then make sure you write in with it. And as a reminder, yes, you can post it on Reddit and we might see it there. But if you want to make sure that we do read it, you can submit your story on reddit-setit.com.
Reddit-setit.com.
Yeah, buddy. All right. This has been a blast. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Love it.
It's always fun talking strategy and logic with James. We could spend hours and hours and hours just talking about life, and sometimes do.
Yeah.
And then life gets busy, and we have to go do adult things. So here we go.
Here we go.
Back
on
to work.
The adulting.
Yes. Have a great evening, guys. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.